Welcome to Journey to Success, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Eva Sturba. This is a place where I bring my business partners, people of different backgrounds from different places of the world, yet all connected here because we share the same vision and goals for life, such as financial freedom, time freedom, being able to stay with our kids, or need of personal development and accomplishment. They will share with you what brought them to an online business, what they've accomplished so far, their ups and downs, their personal journey. Hopefully, you will find an inspiration in those interviews and take action, because maybe in a year or two, you will be here with me, sharing your own successful story. Thank you, Natasha. I do it from time to time just to make it more fun, you know? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Journey to Success, to another episode of Journey to Success. And tell a little bit about myself for those of you who who's listening to us for the first time. My name is Eva Szczerba, and I'm originally from Poland. However, for the last 30 years, I should say, I live in Chicago, Illinois, or in the area. And for by profession, I am a nurse. I work in a hospital in the OR for about 10 years. And then I quit my job because I wanted to stay with my kids. So I have 4 kids, and they were always my priority. So I wanted to be with them. And at the same time, I wanted to find something that would make me, kind of feel like I'm doing something for myself. So I found this business, or I should say the business found me. And I've been in the business for almost like a year. I had an anniversary just recently on Women's Day, National Women's Day. So that was a way of me to manifest my success, future success in the business when I started it. So here I am, and I'm preparing those little interviews with people for everybody to see what we're doing and how you can get started in the business if you are would like to join our business and do something like us if you are planning on, for example, staying with your kids, or planning on getting more funds for extra vacation time, or plan to save some for retirement. The reasons are many different reasons, and here we are. So today I have a special guest who is my business a friend, I should say, a business, I shouldn't say co-worker because it's not, but a person that is in the business as well with me. And she's all the way from Spain. As you all know, our business is international. So we have friends all over the place. And today, Natasha is coming from Spain. And Natasha, I'm going to give you the floor, and, why don't you just introduce yourself to my audience and tell them a little bit about yourself and how you started this business.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. My name is Natasha. I am originally from the Netherlands, but I've been living in Spain for 25 years now. So yeah, practically half my life. Yes. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. I have a 15-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. I'm married. I'm a former receptionist and medical interpreter up till I think it's nearly 5 years ago. Yeah, nearly 5 years ago, when I lost my job, and I was looking, of course, for something to do, and I didn't want to go back to work, at least not the traditional way. I wanted something. I wanted to do something else. I thought, okay, now that I've lost my job, I thought I have to. Now's the opportunity to do something else and something new. And like you said, the business found me, and I thought, okay, this is it. This is the perfect fit.
Mhm.
And I've been doing it
So,
for nearly 4 years now.
okay. Um, when you started this business, how did you, you said the business found you. So how did you came across this business?
It popped up on my Facebook news feed. It was a story about a mom of with 4 kids, working from the comfort of her home, and she lives in Spain also. So that's what caught my attention. The work from home and the not selling bit. That's the only that's the only thing I can remember from the ad I saw, actually. So yeah,
Mhm.
that is what caught my attention, and that's how I got here.
Mhm. So Natasha, tell me, because we spoke a little bit before, going live. Tell people, because I always find it interesting about how people move around and how they go out to different countries and they move to live there, and how did you find that new place of living? How did you adapt it, and how old were you when you moved?
Well, my family has always been very adventurous. So yeah, my parents moved around a lot, and of course we had to go with them. So when I was 8 years old, we moved to Australia. We lived there for 6 years, and then my mom got homesick, so we went back to the Netherlands. So, and when I reached the age of 23, well, in the meantime, my parents got divorced. They went their separate ways. And my father came up with the idea to start a Dutch restaurant in Spain. And yeah, I wasn't in a good point in my life back then, because yeah, problems personally, and I thought, yeah, why not? I was the adventurous person back then also. So yeah, with the age of 23, and my father asking, "Are you coming with me?" I thought, yeah, why not? And here I am, 25 years later, and still here.
Were you the only one who moved with your dad, or did you have any other siblings that
Well,
moved with you?
my sister didn't want to go. She was still studying as a nurse, so she stayed there, and my parents were divorced. So yeah, I moved with my dad.
This is so amazing, because one of the reasons that also, why I was looking for something to do online is that fact that, I was not bound to one place of employment.
Mhm.
Even though being a nurse is not as hard to find jobs. However, if you are moving, and we were planning on moving to a warmer state than Illinois, and go away from this windy city, Chicago.
Mhm.
But the one thing, if you have family, then you have to think about your next step. If that's your source of income, then you have to plan accordingly, so then when you move, you have everything ready. And this business is kind of that you don't that there's excluded from the picture, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it.
Mm. Yeah.
um how are your like, how do you deal with the business, combining raising your kids? How does that work together?
Well, I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be difficult, but my when I started the business, of course, my kids were 11 and 12, so they were not as they're not babies anymore, so they do they do their own things. But because I didn't work because I didn't have a job. I lost my job, so I had all the time. I have all my time during the day. So when I do my business when my kids are at school, I still do it that way, so that I have my afternoons when they're home. I have all the time I need to be with them, and yeah, you can do it whenever it's convenient to you, so not the other way around.
Mhm. We also know that this business is gives us the privilege of, you know, giving it in the future to our kids. Do you get them involved to kind of, or are they involved in the business? Do you get them involved, like in maybe like preparing them for the future step that might be, passing it on to them?
Well, my son has already said when I'm 18, I want to join.
Oh, okay.
So he wants that, and my daughter, she helps me with my videos, and yeah, they do help me with my content, with the things I post on my business page.
Hmm. What about your husband? How was
And
he
no,
when you started it?
he was the one actually that pushed me to start in the business, because when I became a parent, I became more comfortable. So I had a comfortable job. Everything was comfortable, and it was difficult for me to get out of that, out of my comfort zone. So
Mhm.
starting this was completely something that I've never done before, completely new. And it wasn't that I was skeptical, but I was a bit scared of if I could do this. And my husband just said, just go for it. You just, and see what happens. So he was the one that gave me that push to start the business. Now well, sometimes he gets cranky because he doesn't like to see me on my phone too much, but business is business.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's what happens because a lot of times we are,
Yeah.
working with people in different time zones. So for some people, for us, like, two of us, it's
Mm,
morning for me, and then it's
yeah.
late afternoon for you. So, people are on different schedules and on different,
Mhm.
they have also different responsibilities, during the day. So, yeah. So it can be, a little bit overwhelming for our spouses, but I
Yeah.
think, we also we are in charge to making our schedule. So if we decided that, okay, we're taking the phones or picking up our, messages within that time,
Yeah.
that's what it has to work because we are managing our own business, right?
Totally. Mm.
Yeah. Natasha, when going back to like when you started it, what, like, and you've been in the business for 4 years, right? What
Mhm.
was what's the best part of this business that you really like to do, or like you appreciate that the business brought into your life?
I think the fact that it has a complete training that comes with this business. So and you're never alone. So it's a complete. I always call it a business in a box, because it's complete. Everything, literally everything is provided for you so that you can get up and running.
Mhm.
Anybody can follow it. So even people with no experience in the online space like me, I know I do the basics, my email, Facebook, and things like that. But running a business online was completely new. So yeah, it's easy for people to follow. Plus, you can do it in your own time, so there's no schedules.
Mhm.
And of course, the automation that we have incorporated in the business. So while we go about our daily lives, the business still works for you. So that was a big thing for me. Yeah.
Mhm. So there are things that we have to learn, like we are, like, for example, me, I was not a computer savvy person, and I didn't even have time to learn it. When you have 4 kids and then you have your job that doesn't involve it, those skills that we're using in this business, it's hard to be alpha and omega and know everything. So there are things that we have to learn. What was the hardest part for you to catch up with, or like learn it even from scratch?
I think for me the hardest part of doing this business was, well, and it's not an obligation, so you don't have to do it. Is going live for the first time on my page, showing my face. When I heard about that, I thought, okay, I don't like the idea or posting thing. I mean, we're practically public figures in this business, because that's what you have to consider, that people get to know you. You know, people have to see that you're a real person. That's why our business works as, you know, that's why we have the results that we have, because people see you and people see that we're real people getting real results. So yeah, in the beginning it was a bit difficult for me to understand the concept of the business. So me going, you know, public with my pictures, my family, and going live, that was a bit difficult in the beginning. But once I understood the concept, and I understood why, now it's not a problem. But that was actually the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, because I was the same way, where I was very private, and to this day, I don't like to, even though I talk about my kids, it's hard. It's not hard for me, but I have my rules that I'm not, putting my pictures of my kids very upfront, and that's okay, because if you are a private person, and there are a lot of people who are private and they don't want to, especially kids, they don't want to put the kids out there. It's okay, and there are ways to go around it. So it's not like you're not able to do the business because you're not a social media person, or you like to keep things privately, right?
Absolutely, you can run it however you want.
Exactly. You making the rules. I'm still a mom, and I talk about it. I talk about my kids on my page. However, just to be it's just keeps me kind of calm inside, that that I don't involve them, because there are other people that would use it in different ways, and not necessarily the proper way. So but as I said, this is not a something that would stop you from doing this business. The same as you mentioned, going live, it's nice to connect with people, but at the same time, it's not always necessary. However, going into it, it is that comfort zone that we are trying to break as well. So going through or breaking that comfort zone will kind of make us better, improve ourselves. And can you talk about this as well?
It's a process that you go through. I mean, I never know. I never expected myself to be here, a person online sharing my story and going on our webinars and things like that. I'd never imagined myself doing this, but it just happens. We, our masterminds, we do weekly masterminds. We do meets between our business partners. So there are a lot of things we learn from each other, and yeah, you just slowly step out of your comfort zone and try new things, because it's in the interest of your business, of course, because we all start in the same place, and then you learn new things, and it'll help to grow your business. So you just do it, and once you step forward and you step out of the comfort zone, it gets exciting. So yeah.
It gets exciting, and at the same time, you gain that self-confidence. You would, you do things that you would never think that you would be able to do, and there you go. Like for example, like let's think about even making like a little videos that you keep working on and editing it. When you like a little construction, putting it all together with the music, with the like all those different things, or like for a lot of people who join the business are very introvert, like they don't go out and talk to a lot of people, and this business kind of not forces them, but introduces them to being more open and more connected with people, and they go through a huge transformation, right? There are a lot of testimonial that we have, that ladies both, both genders, men and women, who are in the business, they say that there have been a different person even after a year, where they, we're working a lot of the mindset as well. So this helps them to open up and like build their self-confidence and all that. Yeah. So Natasha, just, wrapping up because we are, getting that time mark here. Tell me a little bit about, the place that you live. Like, what's your like a regular day look like, and what you guys normally eat? What's the common food in Spain? Like, what's the place to go and visit if people would like to come and, and visit one day?
Well, I live in the coast. I live an hour from Barcelona, so everybody knows Barcelona, of course. Barcelona I mean, it's a fabulous city to visit, so it's a must. Barcelona is a must. It's like New York. Well, Barcelona is one of them, to see. What is my daily? I mean, during the week, from Monday to Friday, of course, my kids, my kids are in high school, so. First, I get up in the morning, and the first thing I do is prepare them breakfast. One of them goes by bus to school, and one of them I bring to school. And then I have the whole day to myself. So usually I start my day with my daily exercises, my daily routine. First, I do all my things around the house. So my chores around the house, cleaning, things like that. Then the usual. And then when I have a bit of free time in the morning, I check into my business until lunchtime. And lunch, well, we have all kinds of things, well, here typical, of course, is paella, tapas, and things like that. So, but it's not that we eat those things every day. We normally keep those for the weekend when we're off. And of course, because we're lucky to have nice weather. Now it's about 16, 17 degrees. Yesterday it was 22. So for the winter period, that's really nice. And then we just go out for a walk. We go to the beach or we go to the mountains. So I live in a central place. So I have the mountains at 20 minutes. I have the beach at 10 minutes. So yeah, there's a variety of things to do here in Spain. It's good living. It's good living.
Yeah, Natasha, I know because I'm originally from Europe as well. And the time, the time that people spend, the quality time that we spend with our families, it's totally different than here, for example, in the US, like where, I feel that, US is, it's, your life is kind of like constructed around your work, where in Europe is the other way around. Like your work is constructed, around your right family.
It is now.
Yeah. Why are you saying it is now?
Because now I work accordingly to my family. Before it was I had to do the hours that my boss gave me, so I didn't have a choice. So it is but it's a job, so you have to do the hours that they take you. Although I was pretty lucky I've always been lucky with my hours, so I've always been able to combine it very well with my kids.
Well, but in general, it's usually like the morning where you start from 7 to 3, and then the half of the day, the rest of the remaining day, you have it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
In America, it's different. It's like typical. It's from 9 to 5, which is basically the best of the day is spent at work, and unfortunately, and then then the commute, and then like picking up kids from school, and then you turn around, the day is over, and then you have to put rush. Exactly. Well, we all think like, I always had that impression where we are, and I know because my sister still lives in Poland, they have so much free time that sometimes like they don't like they I call them and they like, oh, we have another day off or another long weekend, like what are we gonna do? We have like no plans. There's so many days off. So it's a little bit different than what's in here. So Natasha, just to finish it up for my audience, what would you what advice would you give them for those people who are thinking about it, or like, maybe considering to looking into the business?
Well, I always say nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you really want to change in your life, then yeah, you just have to take that step. There's no use complaining or saying, oh, what if this, what if that, or what will happen. Sometimes you just have to go for it and jump. And how times are now recently, with everything going on, it's great just to have to have a backup plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Secure your back.
Exactly, because you never know when you're gonna need it, and with the world going into digital, world, because we are become more and more digital, this is something that it's worth thinking about. And I can tell you about myself, like it's hard to find a hair salon nowadays in my place, because everybody, they don't have enough people to work for them, because everybody is going digital. So don't stay behind, join the big movement that it's gonna be more and more popular, and start looking into it. And you can do it by registering at our website, and listen to the 90 minutes, no strings attached, 90 minutes webinar, and see for yourself if this is something that you would like to do, and if you would would like to start something on the side, not necessarily quitting your job right away, but just starting it on the side, at the same time, parallel to what you're doing right now. And then when you develop it enough, then there are hundreds and hundreds of people who quit their jobs because this business allows them to do it, right? Natasha, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and your insight. And for everybody listening to us, thank you again. Your first action is to go to the website and register for our 90 minutes webinar. And I'm grateful for you listening to us. And I'll see you guys on another episode of Journey to Success. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.